Who Wants to Be a Millionaire host Jeremy Clarkson renamed tonight's episode Who Wants to Win Nothing at All after it featured a string of struggling contestants, including one who lost the second largest sum of money in the show's history. Just a week ago, the presenter jubilantly crowned retired IT analyst Roman Jubowski a £1 million winner. However, in sharp contrast, one woman lost a staggering £186,000 by gambling everything, making her the second biggest loser in the program's history. Another contestant departed with a mere £1,000, prompting Clarkson to quip that he had come on the wrong show given his woeful general knowledge. The most dramatic moment of the evening on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire came courtesy of Janessa Lilikakis, a product manager from Stratford. She revealed she was hoping to scoop a substantial sum to fund a lavish honeymoon for herself and her husband Kyrie, who was seated in the audience, following their recent nuptials. Jen sailed through the early general knowledge rounds covering sportswear brands, English phrases, art, Shakespeare and cookery, reports The Mirror. Upon reaching the £32,000 milestone, she played it safe and opted to ask the audience which musical instrument has been closely associated with Hawaii since the 1880s, steel drum, ukulele, kazoo or washboard. The audience correctly identified the ukulele. Jen subsequently set her safety net at £64,000. On the £125,000 question, she used her 50-50 lifeline and asked the host lifelines when asked which of these multiple winners of the Best Actor Oscar has only been nominated twice for the award but won on both occasions: Sean Penn, Daniel Day-Lewis, Adrien Brody, Anthony Hopkins. She correctly identified Adrien Brody as the answer. She then secured the £250,000 question, which figure in Greek mythology was cursed to utter true prophecies that were never believed. Cassandra, Ariadne, Pandora, Andromeda. By correctly selecting Cassandra, however, things took a dramatic turn on the £500,000 question. She faced the challenge, according to Guinness World Records, which of these has travelled at over 260 miles per hour during a competitive game or match. Tennis ball, ice hockey puck, badminton shuttlecock, table tennis ball. Jen called upon her phone a friend lifeline, but her father Chris was unable to help. Clarkson cautioned her, "You are now completely on your own and have no more lifelines. If you get this wrong, if you go for it and get it wrong, you lose £186,000. He also reminded her that she could walk away without answering and still leave with a substantial sum, saying, "You can go home with £250,000. She deliberated, would I be more annoyed at giving it go and getting it wrong? Or not giving it a go? Ultimately, she pressed on and selected an ice hockey puck, while the correct answer was shuttlecock. The audience gasped in disbelief at her devastating loss. Clarkson told her, "Oh my God, you have just lost £186,000. It is unbelievable you took a punt on that. You need a bravery award for that." She said, "Well, that's fine. I have won £64,000. Jen now holds the unenviable title of the show's second biggest loser, surpassed only by Nicholas Bennett, who last year tackled the £1 million question, answered incorrectly, and forfeited £375,000. The evening brought further disappointment when contestant Arun Jayakumar from Newbury Park took his place in the hot seat, only to disappoint, departing with a mere £1,000 after burning through all three lifelines. The clinical researcher faltered on straightforward general knowledge questions. He was forced to ask the host on the £500 question, a ball cock is commonly found inside what of their? Light bulb / burglar alarm / toilet cistern / electric kettle. The presenter admitted, "It's a surprise to be brought in this early," telling him it was a toilet cistern. Arun then had to ask the audience on the £1,000 question, members of the allium family include leeks, garlic and which of these? Parsley / rosemary / basil / chives? They correctly answered chives, Clarkson told him, "We have established that you're not brilliant on cooking and we've established you don't know anything about plumbing." The contestant was equally stumped when faced with, released in 1996, what was the debut #1 single by the Spice Girls? To become one/wannabe/stop/Viva Forever? He was forced to deploy his 50 to 50 lifeline before fortunately guessing correctly with wannabe. However, he came unstuck when asked which of these is not a capital city? Bratislava/Sofia/Istanbul/Warsaw? He incorrectly selected Sofia and left with a mere £1,000. Clarkson delivered a blunt verdict, "I think that the basic problem is you don't know very many things. This maybe was the wrong show for you to be on." The former Top Gear host appeared visibly exasperated that no contestant was walking away with a substantial sum, joking, "Welcome back to Who Wants to Win Nothing at All, as it should be called," a program insider revealed, after the nail-biting opening episode of the new series where Jeremy was thrilled to crown Roman a millionaire. Things could not have gone any worse. The previous Sunday, Roman from Stockport had scooped a cool £1 million, pledging to purchase a new home and use some of the windfall to travel to South America.